come to the European tracks. But before you even got here, I believe that getting to New York, the Big Apple, was quite an eye-opener in itself.
Well, that was earlier when I was on CZs, but my way to Europe with Kawasaki in '73 was I had a contract for Kawasaki in '72, and in that contract I put if I won the national championship for Kawasaki, which that would have been the first Japanese championship in America, then I would have the right to make the decision to stay in the States or go to Europe and ride the Grand Prix. And when I won the national championship for them in '72, they kind of forgot about that part of the contract, and they were planning on me staying in the States and running the #1 plate and selling bikes and all that. But I reminded them that there's a small clause in there that I can make the decision if I wanted to stay or go to Europe. So I told them I wanted to go to Europe, and they weren't very happy about that, but they signed the contract just like I did. So I went to 500 GPs in '73 on a Kawasaki with no support, no parts, no really help at all. I had a mechanic, and that was about it. So that kind of defused our relationship because they wanted me to stay and I wanted to go, but that was the way the contract worked out. And by going to Europe and riding in the '73 500 GPs, I think I finished 13th or something. It was my first year, and that ended up getting me a Husqvarna ride for '74 5 and 6, which I went up to 4th or 5th or 6th place or something on the Husky, and then that got me the Honda ride, and that got me the Suzuki ride and the Kawasaki ride again. So it was the right decision, and it took me a long time, like we said, 10 years to beat some of these guys that are a little bit famous here. But I had a different road to take than they did. I had to come from over there, and I didn't have a lot of support in the beginning. Like I said, Roger was the most help I had, and I trained with Heikki all the time when I was riding Husky '74 5 and 6. So he was my training mentor, and Roger was kind of my figure out stuff mentor, and so with their help, that's why I finally made it.
So really, must be great for you to be back together with these guys today.
Oh yeah, I see Roger occasionally in the States at races, but I haven't seen Heikki in a long time, so it's great to see him. Last time I really was with Heikki, we were training in the woods and running for hours on end, and he was teaching me how to get tougher and tougher and tougher, and finally one day he stopped and he bent over. I said, "What, do you have to tie your shoe?" And he goes, "No, go." And it was the moment. It took a long time.
Heikki, did you like racing at Hoxton Park in England?
Yes.
Even although your bike got stuck on the hill once because the air filter was clogged with Hoxton Park sand.
Yes, that I remember very good.
You do? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Were you leading the race at the time? Were you in the lead? Were you #1 in the race?
Yes, I was in the lead that time.
Uh-huh. And you must have been very, very disappointed when the bike stopped.
Yes, that's very normal,
That's absolutely right, Heikki. I love the answer, I really do like that. Brilliant.
My English is not very good, and that means I need to speak something funny and very quickly, then I would like to say super very quickly.
That's again, well done. Now, Heikki, I need to ask you something. When you decided to get serious about motocross, I think I'm right in saying you moved to Belgium and lived in a trailer.
Yes.
And that must have been quite demanding to be moved to a completely new country and to be living in a trailer.
moving in Belgium, I have in the first be living in a caravan for sure. And then later I rent in a house. And when we moving in Belgium, it's January, then we practice, because in Finland not possible practice so much, it's 1 meter snow. It's very hard.
So you had to move if you wanted to pursue your career, if you wanted to be a professional motocrosser.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent, thank you, Heikki. We'll come back to you in a minute. Graham, your career started, you were apprenticed to the famous Rickman brothers, who had a fair pedigree in the world of scrambling as we knew it then. And they built you was it a Husky Matisse?
Actually, I made their frame myself, because I worked for Rickman Engineering in Europe, and we had Harold Wakefield bought me a 460 that's fine, obviously, and Dom said put the engine in that, so I was like, okay, so we did, and it was a good bike at the time, good bit of fun, and fantastic. So yeah, that's where I started, but you know, I've got around manager for unfortunately Derek died last year, so then just Don left, that's a big shame, but what fantastic start they were for my career.
Oh, and it was a good place to learn the skills you had later on.
Oh, but I mean, they were absolutely fantastic. So you got the emphasis to go off and do things, and they were so strong in doing it. They let me off a lot of stuff, so they're very good. I was really very happy with that. So of course, I mean, then I left, and when I moved to Belgium, when I was 17, it was, and I lived in a hotel, so I had 200 quid in my pocket, that's all I had. So the boy got fed up with me, drying my boots off, and me trousers off on the radiator, because I had more sand in the hotel room than what was on the normal track, I think. And then, I mean, you get like me up with Brad and Roger and Heikki on the Grand Prix stuff, and all those goes on and on, and it just gets so better, you just can't get wrong. Yeah. Very well. I remember we were done one international, I think it was in Corso, and Roger was there, and I think I just picked one, and yes, that was a funny race. Do you remember that? I think they had normally you have like two races, and that's like the overall, but we had like a heat and then another heat, and that put you in a final, and there was who was going? Harry was going really well that time, and you were also going very well. I was very lucky, I was going well on the Mako, and I think Vandenbroek got the start, and I think I was second, and I took the lead, and I thought, I knew he was behind, and I thought, this is not going to be good. No, I knew, as you got on the start line, I was going over all the bumps, and you were going to get wide, and coming back in again, right? And I thought, he's going to do me for sure, but I've got to hang on. And the last 3 laps I was just flat out, and I remember coming over the finish line, and there's a guy there with the flag, and I took him, the flag, and everything else down the start. So I said, sorry mate, but what can I do? I was such a tank slap, I know, but he never did pass it. But he goes, you have arrived. I said, thank you. Such a tank slap, I know, but he never did pass it. But he goes, you have arrived. I said, thank you.